Welcome to MusketeersHockey.com. We're set to begin our second installment of the Coach's Corner on MusketeersHockey.com. I'm Jordan Berger, and with me is Musketeers head coach and general manager Luke Strand. And coach, two big games this week, tonight against Lincoln at the Icebox and then Sunday against Sioux Falls. And, take me back, it's kind of been a weird week. You have that game canceled on Saturday, and just what's the week been like at practice? I know you've been emphasizing to the guys just to stay focused before this holiday break here.
It is. It's probably a coach's nightmare week, I think, in the USHL for the fact of guys haven't been home, guys haven't been around family in a bit, so you always got to try to grab their attention back. But you're right, we've got two big games at hand here. I think the focus is that, and just internally we've got some momentum going here. It would have been nice to have that game Saturday for the fact we had a little bit of rhythm of games going, but we'll get after it here tonight.
And let's go back to the Omaha game on Friday night, last game your team played. And, you lose 2-1 in a shootout, but a lot of good things. When you broke down the tape, what'd you see? It seems like you guys did a lot of good things, just you ran into a hot John Keeney on that night.
I thought the Omaha goalie, the Keeney boy, I thought he was very exceptional that night. We outchanced him. We had plenty of opportunities, especially early. It was unfortunate with the whole power play situation in the first period. To get a goal there would have been a nice part, but we were a little bit scattered with guys mixing and matching, doing some things that way with Gadia with a skate issue and just trying to fit some different pieces in there. But that being said, I was happy with that we stayed after some things, and then a late goal by them. I don't know, at that point it didn't even feel like it was a tie game. Actually, it felt like momentum had been going our way and kept it and sustained our way. So I thought the overtime put us in a spot to win. Out shooting them in overtime, and then we hadn't lost in a shootout, so that was also a good piece. But we wanted the 2 points, we only got the one, so it's got to be another lesson learned. And
were you pleased with your defensive performance in that game? You talked a lot about line Russians and their D like to jump up in the play. It seems like you did a really good job of neutralizing their speed coming through the neutral zone.
I thought our D did a good job with their gap and way better job with the neutral zone that way, slowing some things down, allowing our forwards to catch up with some plays. And I thought our forwards at the same time, a biggest piece of line rush for me is how much back pressure or side pressure you can put on a puck carrier. I thought our forwards did a very nice job that way to try to neutralize some things there. And we didn't get beat up the ice by their D, which is a big factor against Omaha.
And 2-1 in your last 3 games after that 6-game slide. And it seems like it's been a combination of maybe some individual guys stepping up and also kind of a team-wide commitment to defensive hockey. It seems like you guys are a lot harder to play against over these last three games here.
It's been, I would say, that the influence of a few key guys that have really stepped up. Probably Carpenter being our captain. Carpy's played a role against the other team's best opponents and done a nice job with that part. And I think it's been a catalyst, like you said, defensively, where it's creating offense for us, but we got a good feel that way. Same time, you want to be a hard team to play against, especially at home, and that's going to be a building block for us here as we jump into the second half of our season at home. Is what we can be like there in those situations. And
you head back on the road, a place, you've been pretty comfortable away from Tyson Event Center, 6-4, and a big part of that is your goaltending. I know you have to like the way Matt Scoff has played the last 3 games. He had 2.0 goals against and a .914 save percentage over his last 3 contests.
Yeah, we can't, you can't really talk about our D and line rushes, etc., unless you talk about Scoffer and the pipes, and he's got a fantastic job. I'm happy for the fact that I think he's healthy. Both physically with some ailments, and then he was actually sick for a little bit, and now he's just got his game back underneath him. I felt really comfortable with him, and he's making some saves that could be a little bit harder. He's making them look easy. For his positioning is good, and he's got such good structure as a goalie. Very competitive young man that if we can keep using that as to our advantage, we'll have a great backbone that way, and then it does allow you to do some things offensively because you got a solid back piece back there.
And let's focus on tonight at the Icebox. You're 0-1 against Lincoln in the 2 games, and what are the challenges that they bring tonight? It's a tough place to play, and they have one of the best power plays in the league right now.
I think for me, the number one thing about Lincoln is they play physical, they play hard, and they've capitalized on their opportunities on the power play. So that's put themselves in a spot that way. It's kind of a weird, like if you just go through a game with Lincoln, you always feel like there's going to be a chance for you to win, but then at the end of the day, they do some things. And last time we were there, we gave up a late goal of a period, which is a back-breaking setting. Actually, 2 of them there, and so we gotta continue to forge forward here. And it is a tough place to play, but it's kind of a fun place to play because the atmosphere is terrific, and they do a great job there with their fans and just their whole show and production that they've got going for the guys. So as long as we can get after it here, we need a physical start again, and that's been a big piece of our puzzle, and we'll have a good physical contest.
And certainly in the last 2 games you scored the first goal, and I know your first periods have been much better in this little stretch here.
Yeah, it's got to be an emphasis for us. I mean, that first goal, your odds of winning just increase so much. You get to dictate play. You're not changing styles. You get to set the tone and the pace for the game and what's going to be at hand. The other side is, I think it makes our goalie better. I mean, you can't force a goalie to be playing from behind all the time, because then they're always thinking they got to be spectacular, and hopefully get them a lead and give them a little more comfortable setting back there.
And lastly, have you decided on a starting goaltender tonight? Matt Scoff hasn't played Lincoln this year.
Yeah, Scoffer's going to go, and obviously can hopefully continue his role, and I think Hildy's done a fine job against Lincoln. There's no doubt about that. It hasn't been our goaltending that's cost us games by any means, but Scoffer's got a little something going here. We want to keep that rolling.
Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That's Musketeers head coach and general manager Luke Strand. And come back to musketeershockey.com for the Coach's Corner, only on musketeershockey.com.